Welcome back to Writing for Academic and Professional Success. In the second part of the chapter, the process of writing, we're going to learn about the process of writing an academic essay. So, what is an academic essay? It is typically structured in three types of paragraphs: an introductory paragraph, a minimum of three body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph. So, according to the structure, an academic essay can be defined as an essay with at least five paragraphs. Now, the central idea on which this essay is developed, it is called its thesis statement. So, the essay is built around the thesis statement. You may probably already know that the essay with an introduction and a conclusion has certain elements included in each paragraph. So let's see what is there in a body paragraph. Usually there are three types of sentences that can be seen in a body paragraph. First is a topic sentence that presents the main idea of the paragraph. So we have already seen that the thesis statement is the central idea of the essay. The topic sentences actually present the main idea in each paragraph. Then supporting sentence or substantiation that elaborates the topic, and sentences indicating the next point transition to the next point or concluding statement on the topic of the paragraph. So each paragraph has a definite idea in it. So it's not that we just have a long essay and we divide it into five paragraphs. Paragraph itself has its own structure in which there will be a central idea which we will be elaborating using supporting sentences, and we will conclude the paragraph. So we have already seen that the essay has uh, three types of paragraphs: introductory paragraph and concluding paragraph. What is to be expected in an introductory paragraph? So what we have been talking about, the thesis statement, that usually will be in the introduction. Introduction will be presenting the central idea of the essay, then background information on the topic, then explaining the topic briefly, and what is to be expected in other paragraphs, like what are the supporting ideas that you are going to present. So these things can be expected in the introductory paragraphs. So as the name indicates, as the word indicates, it introduces your essay to the reader. So the reader can look at the introduction or read the introduction and get an idea about what is to be expected in the coming paragraphs. Now, body paragraphs are as important as the introduction. Um, each has its own idea, as we have already seen, followed by explanation. We'll need evidences to support our ideas presented in the paragraph, and these things actually elaborate the topic. So when we get a larger topic or a theme for your essay, you have to divide it into subtopics or sub ideas which will be presented in your body paragraphs, and these body paragraphs all together constitute your essay. They'll be connected to your essay and they have their own structure. Each paragraph will have its own structure with a topic sentence, with substantiation, then with a conclusion. Now, coming to the conclusion of the essay or the concluding paragraph. Depending on the thesis statement or the idea that you're going to present, the essay may have varied number of body paragraphs. Minimum, as we have already mentioned, it is 3, but it can be any number depending upon the length of the essay that you are planning. So when you're concluding, actually you're summarizing or you're repeating what you have already mentioned in the whole essay, and you will put it into a kind of completion. So in this slide, you have a structure or layout of an essay containing four paragraphs. Um, in introduction, as we have seen, it is the first paragraph of the essay. It gives background information and introduces the topic. And it contains thesis statement or the main idea, and it elaborates the main idea and gives hints on the plan of the essay. So you will be, after reading the introduction, you will be getting an idea about the whole essay, an idea about the central idea, central theme of the essay, and you will know how it is structured. Then coming to the body paragraphs, if it is a four paragraphs essay with a four body paragraphs, then you will have the following structure, like each body paragraph will contain a supporting idea. Like the thesis statement will be divided into four topic sentences, and those topic sentences contain the supporting idea, the idea presented in each paragraph. Then next part of each body paragraph will be substantiating the topic sentences, then explaining the topic sentence, and the last sentence or the concluding part of each paragraph will be a transition or a kind of link to the next body paragraph or next paragraph, that is the conclusion of the essay. So you can't just make your paragraphs separate from each other. You have to connect them using some sort of a transitional sentence. Now, concluding paragraph, that is the last paragraph, then you rephrase or return to the thesis statement. You are actually reiterating what you have already mentioned. Then any new ideas won't be presented in a concluding paragraph. You have already told everything and you're going to sum it up. So it summarizes the supporting ideas and a concluding statement or the final thought, or you're returning to your thesis statement and you are actually summing it up in a way that there is a completion for your essay. Now, coming to the process of writing the essay, what are the steps included in planning an essay? So, while writing an essay, it's not that we just enter into writing. We just have an idea about what are you going to write and what is going to be the structure of your essay even before you start writing. So, the steps are pre-writing, writing, and revising. So these steps are actually they are for the writer. So the writer, what do we mean by pre-writing for the writer? You have to understand what is your topic, or if you are writing an exam or a question given to you by your instructor or teacher, the question, what is it? Why are you writing the answer? Or why are you writing the essay? What is the purpose of writing it? Whom are you addressing to? So these things should be quite clear to you before you start writing. Now, there are a lot of pre-writing techniques that will help you to list and organize your ideas. They are like brainstorming, clustering, or mind mapping, or outlining. So, if your instructor has given you a question, you have to convert the question into a topic. If a topic is given by the instructor, convert the topic to a question. Why are we doing it? When we are converting it, we will get a clearer idea about what we are going to write. Suppose you're given only a keyword, you're not given a question, you're not given a topic, a keyword is given, and you have to make it into a proper topic or a proper question. So, in order to make your essay a clear one, first you have to be clear about what you're going to write. So, while converting a topic into a question or a question into a topic, you are actually thinking about the topic and that will make it clearer to you. Now, identify the sources and gather relevant materials. It's not enough that you write whatever comes into your mind. You need to have enough supporting materials to substantiate your argument, whatever it is. So, you have to collect the materials. Then you have to prepare an outline. Before you start writing, you have to have a uh, blueprint of what you are going to write, how you are going to order the ideas, how it is going to be structured, and how each paragraph will contain a set of ideas, how to cluster, how to segregate these ideas into paragraphs. Then identifying the thesis statement. That is the most important step in writing an essay, because if you don't have a central idea, you will be writing a lot of things, but the essay will lack coherence, or it will be it will not be able to communicate your thoughts properly. Now, as we have already seen that the pre-writing techniques help us organize our ideas. So, brainstorming is such a pre-writing technique to generate or gather ideas and get into the heart of your subject. What do we do while we are brainstorming? We will brainstorm around the keyword. The word brainstorming actually it is used to generate ideas in certain contexts. So in brainstorming, we are actually thinking about the topic. We will write down or we will think about the keyword, and we will make a list of phrases or ideas revolving around your topic, keywords, etc. So we will think about all those things that are connected to your topic. Now subdivide your topic into main points and list keywords, phrases, and ideas under each of the main points. So the ideas that we got after thinking or brainstorming, those ideas we will separate into certain paragraphs or certain groups. Then you can seek the help of a partner and list out as many ideas as possible um, for 5 minutes on a topic interesting to you. So, this is before you write, you can make use of the help of someone else in order to brainstorm ideas related to your topic. So, this is how brainstorming uh, this is how it helps to get an idea about your topic and organize your ideas in order to write your essay. Now, organizing and outlining. So, as we all know, it's important to organize or outline your essay before you write it down, because there should be a logical ordering of your ideas. Ideas should not be sprinkled all over the essay, it should be presented in a logical sequential order. So, what we do in organizing and outlining is we keep our thesis statement ready. Then we decide the subtopics through which you will defend your um, point. This thesis statement will be defended using subtopics. Then collect and keep ready sources that you would be using for quoting, elaborating and proving your stand or finding. So you need quotes or other essential materials to prove your point. Those should be collected. Then decide the order of presenting the subtopics. So we have already found out the subtopics. We need to know which paragraph comes first, which is the idea that you are going to present first, then which follows, etc. etc. So that will, in a way, give a sequential order to the essay that will organize the whole idea into a logical sequence leading to the conclusion. Finally, put everything together using a method convenient to you. It is always better to use illustrations for your outline. So, some people will use tree diagrams and etc. all those things uh, in order to show how your ideas lead to one another. So, as we already know, writing includes r- getting into the process of arranging these ideas into written form. So, first, thesis statement is the most important thing in writing. Then you have to draft the introductory paragraph, then each paragraph with supporting points, substantiation, and transition. So, supporting points, each body paragraph will have one. Then each supporting points we have to substantiate. Then the last part of each paragraph will be transition from one paragraph to another. Then finally, you have to draft the concluding paragraph. So we have discussed about thesis statement. How can we write the thesis statement? Thesis statement is the backbone of an essay. It enables your reader to stay focused. It is usually introduced in the opening paragraph. More important ideas are followed by less important ones in inverted pyramid style. In Yeah, so when you're presenting the thesis statement in the beginning, you will bring it down like an inverted pyramid. We have already mentioned the most important point in the essay. Now we'll come to the lesser points. Now, depending on the essay that you are going to write, um, different types of thesis statement can be written. So, in your textbook, different examples for thesis statement is given. Usually, when you are writing an expository essay, you will have an explanatory thesis statement. In an argumentative essay, there will be argumentative thesis statement. Then, in science and social science disciplines, the role of these thesis statements, they actually announce the subject. In argumentative thesis statements, in humanities, actually, the writer presents an argument or claim that is needed to be um, defended. Then, in argumentative essays, thesis statement is debatable because it leaves space for other ways of looking at the topic by academicians, while in science that may not be possible. So we have examples given um, there. So how do we do that? Um, we question about the key aspect of our topic, and that will give us the thesis statement. So ideal length of a thesis statement is one or two sentences. We have to state it within one or two sentences. It reveals the standpoint of the writer. It expresses the tone and purpose of this essay. And we can also have a working thesis, not the final thesis statement. We can have a tentative uh, uh, kind of thesis that is used for temporary um, work, and later we can just change it. Then avoid using highly judgmental, vague, and broad or even dogmatic, categorical, and overstated statements as your thesis statement. Thesis statements should not be judgmental. When you state something with a dogmatic or strong um, dogma in your mind or belief in your mind regarding something, that will kind of mm, make it overstatement in a way. So, in an academic essay, your feelings or your whims and fancies, they do not have much of a role. So, what you are saying that should be presented in a kind of less judgmental way. It's not a mere announcement or a broad area of the broad area of the essay. You got a broader area on which you are writing your essay. You can't just present that broad area and tell that that is your thesis statement. There should be something original about your thesis statement. Then well established facts cannot be treated as thesis statement because you are not going to present anything new through these well established facts. While it being a new statement, it should not be something judgmental or overstatement. So we have already seen that we have to use evidence. What do we mean by evidence in an academic essay? Uh, there are reasons for holding the views expressed in the thesis statement. Why we are telling what we are telling in the thesis statement. So we have to support it with proper evidence. What are these evidences? They are sources which are primary, secondary, or tertiary. Primary usually means the materials written on your topic. Then secondary means the materials uh, primary is your basic text or your basic um, experiment that you are basing your paper on. Then secondary is other materials based on that topic. Then tertiary is any other material other than um, primary or secondary. Now let's have a look at some secondary materials, scholarly journals in your subject, whether they be online or offline, books preferably published by the university press, and then scholarly essays from anthologies, interviews published in newspapers and magazines, dissertations and project works from university libraries, then thesis uh, databases, then reports prepared by trustworthy agencies, reviews published in journals, official websites of educational institutions, videos of lectures delivered by academics, then conference proceedings, magazine and newspaper articles. While using these secondary materials, you have to verify the credibility of the author and sources used in your work. So, these sources, these secondary or even tertiary sources, where do we get them? We get them in commercial websites, websites run by organizations with some political agenda. Then, so from social media, you may get the material, personal websites, then even blogs, tweets, self published books, mobile networking sites, editable sources of information on internet like Wikipedia, then amateur videos, opinionated articles. So these are also newspapers, and these are also sources where you can get these secondary materials. So each time when you select a material to support your thesis statement, you have to make sure that they are dependable and authentic. So, the third step in planning an essay is revising. Once you have already written the essay, you have to edit and revise your essay. So, while revising, what are the things to be taken care of? You have to check for inconsistencies, tone, use of taboo words and expressions. Then you have to check the grammar, spelling, punctuation, and you have to check the referencing. So when you are taking materials from outside, you may have inconsistency in language and structure, etc. That should be checked. Then tone of the essay, is it continuously using the same tone? That should be checked. And there are certain taboo words or expressions which is not expected to be written in an academic essay. Those should be avoided. So these are all about writing an academic essay. We'll continue with the unit in our next video. Thank you.